How are you, ladies and gentlemen? How are you, distinguished leaders, distinguished African leaders, distinguished um, African presidents? My name is Bruce Masama, the director of Miracle Group of Companies, formerly known as Miracle Consultants. Over the past few months, I have demonstrated a significant increase in my level of reasoning, which is beyond any human comprehension. And I've openly stated the source of my sudden eloquence, sudden intelligence, and that source is none other than the Most High God. I've even gone further to declare him as the founder of this group of companies. Now, it seems as if people are finding it very difficult to comprehend. Some, they can't find the biblical verses to support what is happening, even though the evidence is there in their face. This is my last attempt to clearly show Africa and the world that indeed a supernatural power, a higher authority is in partnership with Bruce Taona Masama. I'm going to present this two-page presentation titled Business Ecosystems, the Concept of Private Cities, an easily accessible but hidden solution. Now, since everyone understands what is business, obviously it means we have to focus on the word ecosystem. Now, around the 1930s, Arthur Tansley described an ecosystem as the interaction of organisms with each other and the environment. So obviously, from this definition, we can tell that business ecosystems is simply the interaction of a business, in a society or in an area or in a specific business setup. Now, according to Adna, the interdependence in an ecosystem enhances productivity and sustainability. Now, is it a coincidence that I first of all I did identify these two aspects in one of my previous videos, interdependence and a business ecosystem, and here they are again. Could it be a coincidence? Because by then I had not read this article. I was saying those things out of my head, of course, with the help of the Most High God. In essence, cooperation and competition, commonly known as coopetition, enhances achievement of optimum results in an ecosystem. However, now this is very important to my African leaders, my African presidents. This is very important. From here, pay attention. However, depending on the objective of an ecosystem, pure competition or pure cooperation can be applied. Now, I have been studying SMMEs, and I understand that, particularly South African SMMEs, I understand that they were created to create jobs, thereby fighting poverty and inequality. So, in other words, entrepreneurs are what we need. So, in entrepreneurial ecosystems, pure cooperation is encouraged as it supports the use of scarce resources and enhances business survival. Could this be a coincidence that I explained this phenomenon in detail, accurately, before I read all these articles? Believe it or not. My first video, where I expanded 7 companies to 13 companies, is exactly this thing that is being now explained. That if we use pure cooperation, it does encourage entrepreneurship. It also supports the use of scarce resources. Now, let's zoom in on this part. Remember, in my video last time, I said, if there are 7 companies, it does not help to employ 7 HR managers, right? Assuming that we have 7 HR managers, okay? And assuming that we have actually enough money. But now here, it is saying it supports the use of scarce resources. It means if we don't have money to employ 7 managers, but we still want that service in all the 7 companies, it means we use cooperation, which is exactly what I explained in that video. I accurately depicted this. Now, this last sentence, let it be our point of departure as we explore private cities. Now, what is a private city? According to Lieberstedt, a private city refers to a city that is owned and operated exclusively by private individuals and or organizations and provides all of the public services for the city itself. So surely this came from business ecosystem. From the above definition, one can clearly see that private cities have their roots in business ecosystems. There's no doubt about that. Thus, depending on the objective of a private city, one can use pure cooperation, pure competition, or coopetition. Can you see where this is going? Let me repeat this one. Depending on the objective of a private city, one can use pure cooperation, pure competition, or coopetition. Okay. Evidently, using our last point of departure, an entrepreneurial private city must use pure cooperation. Wow. Is it this obvious? Of course it is. Let me repeat again. Evidently, using our last point of departure, an entrepreneurial private city must use pure cooperation, which I explained in detail in my first video on updates from the director's desk. Could this be the solution to the socio-economic problems we are currently facing in Africa? There's a question. If this is the solution to our African problems, does this mean we do not have learned people in Africa? Or maybe they attended mediocre business schools. Is it that case? But I'm sure we do have Africans who attended at the likes of business, Harvard Business School, UCT Business School, and all those big names. I'm sure we have professors, we have doctors, we have big names that have attended in those big institutions. So what's the problem? Could it be that the syllabus was, I don't know, If they attended at one of the prestigious business schools, how come they missed this straightforward solution? I understand if the school is outside Africa, we might infer that maybe they intentionally, alter the syllabus slightly so that Africans cannot empower themselves. That we can understand. But what if the business school is in Africa? And the facilitators or the lecturers are Africans. How come the so-called learned professors, they missed this straightforward solution? I have one answer. The above questions, which you could not answer me, lead to one conclusion. Only a higher authority could have guided me, Bruce Taona Masama, a mere master's graduate, to write so eloquently. Now, from myself, I now say, if this is insanity, as most of you are calling it, I want a treble dose. And lastly, I rather stay with my genius insanity than your foolish sanity. I thank you. Believe it, it's happening.